get this over here and let's get this shit right, shall we? Welcome to the Shitbag Roundup. This should have happened on Sunday, and I have just been so busy with family stuff, end of the school year stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I haven't been able to get to the show the way that I wanted to, and I sincerely apologize. I should be punished to the extreme, spanked by a large-breasted woman, or is that just my particular dream? I don't know. Either way, there should be something. But happy Pride Month, everyone! How about that? How exciting is all of this? My absolute favorite month out of the entire year. It's absolutely... We all are trannies this month. I have a dress on, and my balls are already showing. So, welcome to Pride Month, where all of this is going to be shoved into every orifice that you have available to you. Now, yes, we do get it all year round, and it never ends anyway. But June and the Pride Month is just extra special because they're just going to take a cannon, and they're going to put you up on a Stairmaster or something, and they're just going to shoot Pride directly up your asshole. So, of course, for Pride Month every month, I like to play a special song for everybody. Here's Big Gay Al here, and he is inviting you to join along and let you know that he's great. He's super. Thanks for asking.
Tonight, but let's just get on with the execution!
No, we have to stall him! More!
Yeah, more! Oh, you big silly! You want to see more of me?
Yeah! Big Gay Al! Big Gay Al!
Well, I do have a little song I wrote about the war. Oh, we haven't rehearsed.
Sing it!
Oh, I can't.
Sing the fucking song!
Well, all right. If you insist, I'll sing my song. I believe it goes a little bit like this. Bombs are flying, people are dying, children are crying, politicians are lying too.
Kind of appropriate for today, huh?
Mexico's billing. The whole world's gone to hell, but how are you?
How are you?
I'm super!
Thanks for asking.
All things considered, I couldn't be better. I'm a fan. I'm feeling super. Nothing bugs me. Everything is super when you're. Don't you think I look cute in this hat? I'm so sorry, Mr. Cripple, but I just can't feel too bad for you right now because I'm feeling so insanely super that even the fact that you can't walk can bring me down. Nothing but me. Everything is super when you don't you think I look cute in this handy little pants with magic time. I got it more. I'm super. Stick 'em up.
That's right, everything is super when you're gay, and we're in the super June month. Welcome, and welcome back to the show. The hiatuses, they're going to kind of happen here and there where I'm doing the best I can. I set it up as the Sunday Shitbag Roundup, and I kind of get to it when I get to it, whenever I can post and get back in touch with you guys. Everyone that sticks with it, and your loyal listeners, and hey, this guy is going to be back at some point. It's just a question of what it is. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us, and we're back. We're on YouTube and Rumble, and also Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all the major streaming platforms. The audio show goes on there, and then again we live stream on YouTube, and it gets put onto Rumble. So everybody, join up, like, subscribe, comment on the show. We need those Rumble listeners too, so I can live stream directly to Rumble if I run into any issues with YouTube, and I guarantee that I will at some point. So, all right, so let's get right into the show here, because again, I got more stuff going on this evening, so we're going to try and get into the most recent stuff. So from last week, there was a couple stories I wasn't able to get to. We'll try and get through these relatively quickly here. One was from Fox News. It was in the footsteps of Jesus, a 2,000-year-old trade receipt found in Jerusalem. I'm a history buff, so I always find this interesting, regardless of what your religious affiliation is. You know, when you find stuff like this, I mean, you're not finding any trade receipts from the Church of Scientology. You know what I mean? Or the other fucking groups out there, whatever they are. But so this is interesting. An ancient 2,000-year-old receipt was discovered by the Israeli Antiquities Authority along the City of David's Pilgrimage Road in Jerusalem, according to an announcement Wednesday. A small fragment of a stone tablet was found with the name Shimon, like Michael Jackson, Shimon, inscribed in Hebrew, reportedly accompanied by lines of letters and numbers suggesting a financial record was taken and indicating that money was involved in a transaction. What does that have to do with Jesus? At first glance, the names and numbers may not seem exciting, but to think that, just like today, receipts were also used in the past for commercial purposes, and that such a receipt has reached us is a rare and gratifying find that allows a glimpse into everyday life in the holy city of Jerusalem, the IAA said in a statement posted to Facebook. The everyday life of the inhabitants of Jerusalem who resided here 2,000 years ago is expressed in this simple object. It's definitely interesting. Here's a picture here. It's kind of encased in stone now because it's solidified or calcified. Found 4 other similar Hebrew inscriptions dating to the early Roman period. The era, also known as the time of Jesus Christ, have also been found in Jerusalem and Bet Shemesh, according to excavation director Nashon Senston and Esther Eshel, an epigraphist and professor with Bar Ilan University. But the most recent discovery is the first of its kind to have been found from this historic period within boundaries of the city of Jerusalem. According to researchers, the inscription was carved using a sharp tool on a chalkstone slab, which was traditionally oak. It wasn't a receipt like, what we get at... New Age me thinking about the 5-mile long receipt you get from Walgreens when you go. So this was the inscription was carved using a sharp tool on chalkstone slab, which was traditionally used as an ossuary or burial chest in Jerusalem and Judea between 37 BC to 70 AD. Can you imagine cashing out at whatever store you're in, and they're like, "Thank you for shopping with Israelis or us. Here's your receipt," and they fucking start chiseling, and you're like, "Ting ting 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 ting." Like, is this gonna take long? I'm late for an appointment. The ting, 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 ting. No, would you like the extra coupons that come with this? No, it's always too many, and I need like a horse and carriage to get this home. Ossuaries are generally found in graves outside the city, but their presence has also been documented inside the city, perhaps as a commodity sold in a local artisan's workshop or store, the statement said. The historic receipt was found in the lower city along the Pilgrimage Road, roughly 1/3 of a mile in length and connecting the city gate from the south of the city of David to the Temple Mount. This road essentially served as the main thoroughfare of Jerusalem at the time, the IAA said. Here's a little bit of a map of the area where they've been excavating. So kind of a pool or a reflecting pool here, down at the bottom of the hill, it looks like, and then a shopping and walkway area, and then just like a tunnel or an actuary that just leads all the way to the main city. The Pilgrimage Road connecting the City of David and the Temple Mount gates is shown in this picture here. The combination of the architectural and tangible space of the huge paved stones at the square that were preserved at the site and the discovery of small finds in this area, such as the measuring table and the new inscription, allow us to reconstruct parts of the incredibly unique archaeological puzzle in one of the vibrant centers that existed in ancient Jerusalem, Santon and Eshel said in a joint statement published in the journal Adicot. Each piece of information, and certainly an ancient inscription, adds a new fascinating dimension to the history of the city. The Pilgrimage Road, which is continually being uncovered in the City of David National Park in Jerusalem, is a flagship project of the Israeli Antiquities Authority, Eli Escosidou, director of the Israeli Antiquities Authority, said in a press release. It is not a coincidence that the many discoveries which are being revealed in the excavation shed light on the centrality of this road even during the Second Temple period. With every discovery, our understanding of the area deepens, revealing the street's pivotal role in the daily lives of Jerusalem's inhabitants 2,000 years ago. So, I not necessarily the news that we normally get into or you might normally see, but I just thought that was really interesting. It had popped up last week and I wanted to get into it. So turning into the corrupt Biden regime, and I can't wait to get to this story of Dementia Joe falling down. It's fucking hilarious. But patience, or I could do it right now, because I'm not sure that I can wait. So we're going to do this part first. DOJ turning a blind eye as Biden corruption informant reportedly goes missing, says GOP rep. So some Biden and whistleblowers have come from like the IRS and with proof, government agencies with proof that the Biden regime has been accepting money from other outside sources, Ukraine, China, stuff like that. You've been told this for a while now. I've been saying this on the show in a while now, and just like I said in a previous show, no, the knuckleheads will not believe any of this until it's in black and white and you staple it to their face, right? You know he's a corrupt piece of shit. You know his family is corrupt pieces of shit. You know the entire regime, the corrupt, the tyrannical regime he's put in place are corrupt pieces of shit. But until it gets stapled to your face, you don't 100% believe it. So here's more information coming out. Republican search for a key Biden corruption informant continues as Representative James Comer, a Republican from Kentucky, revealed over the weekend that a source in the effort to dig deeper into the alleged Biden family bribery scheme is nowhere to be found. Representative Tim Burchett, Republican from Tennessee, confirmed GOP officials still could not track down the key witness as of Monday morning, telling Fox Business Maria Bartiromo that the federal agencies such as the FBI and the DOJ have turned a blind eye to both the missing informant and the Biden's family's alleged corruption. The telling thing about this is that our Federal Bureau of Investigation and our Justice Department have basically just turned a blind eye to all of this, and now it's come down to the point where Speaker McCarthy has to have a one-on-one meeting with Director Wray over the way that they've handled this and bungled this thing from the start. The Oversight Committee member and Foreign Affairs Committee member said on Mornings with Maria. They went after George Santos, and as I said, he's relatively small potatoes, yet when you have over 10 million reasons to look at this White House and what is going on, corruption and influence peddling. They even have a report that they issued apparently, but they are not very forthcoming with it as well, he continued. Comer, who has been among Republicans' top advocates for uncovering the truth about the Biden family's alleged shady business dealings, told Bartiromo on Fox News Channel's Sunday Morning Futures the stunning revelations that are adding fuel to the fire in the ongoing congressional probe. 9 of the 10 people that were identified that have very good knowledge with respect... Hold on, I gotta... Whoopsie, I don't want to play that. That was a South Park episode. I want to save it
Tonight, so let's just get on with
Let's get on with the show. Top advocates for uncovering the truth about the Biden family's alleged shady business dealings told Bartiromo on Fox News Channel Sunday mornings that the stunning revelations are adding fuel to the fire in the ongoing congressional probe. 9 of the 10 people that were identified that had very good knowledge with respect to the Bidens, they're one of 3 things, Maria. They're either currently in court, they're currently in jail, or they're currently missing, Comer said. So it's of the utmost importance that the FBI work with us to be able to try and identify what research they've done, what investigations they've done, because we have people that want to come forward, but honestly they fear for their lives. So imagine Mr. Unity, Mr. We need to listen to everybody, protect whistleblowers, and etc., is allegedly hunting down whistleblowers, his administration hunting down whistleblowers to make sure that they very conveniently disappear. Burchett said Republicans would have a long wait if they expect the FBI to look into the incident. They don't give a rip, he said. They just basically sent a flippant return to us about our inquiries into this whole mess, and it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Then Vice President Biden was lecturing the people of Romania about their ethics and corruption. At the same time, his son and his business associates were taking over $1 million from a Romanian who was basically under investigation for corruption, he said. Burchett blasted the Biden family for maintaining an alleged arrogance that is beyond belief, adding that the money trail the family left behind is easy to follow. Responding to Bartiromo's question concerning how congressional Republicans can hold federal agencies' feet to the fire, Burchett said House Republicans have the power of purse and can use that power accordingly. The Congress is the country's checkbook, and we can start cutting funds to the FBI, he said. And I agree that we should. The FBI is corrupt. It's not the rank-and-file FBI agents behind this. It's the top level of arrogance that we've seen. It is the swamp. It does exist, and that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to start cutting their checkbook a little bit just to get them to the table, if that's what it takes. So let's move on to another Biden shitbag thing here. You know, we're gonna do our shitbags of the week, and we're gonna nominate shitbags of the week. And for the shitbag of the week for this one, it's gonna have to be the entire Biden family. But American Military News reporting on this one, new Hunter Biden documents reportedly show a connection with Chinese payments. Funds wired to first son Hunter Biden in 2017 include money from a Hong Kong company run by members of the Chinese Communist Party, according to a new report. The investigation from the Daily Caller News Foundation included a multi-million-dollar payment to a Delaware company that then wired Biden $100,000. The committee has obtained a $100,000 wire directly from one of the CEFC subsidiaries to Hunter Biden's professional corporation in August 2017. As the committee shows, Hunter Biden and other Biden family members were in fact funded by CEFC and other foreign sources, the House Oversight Committee's recent report stated. The CEFC refers to CEFC Infrastructure, the Delaware corporation that allegedly received the Chinese funds and wired funding to Biden. The CEFC Shanghai International Group includes at least one leader who is a member of the CCP, Su Weizhong. Su Weizhong? The person named in the report was also a member of the Chinese Energy Fund Committee controlled by the CCP, according to the DCNF. Other members of the CCP were also included in the list of leaders on the 2017 stock filing by the company, the report added, naming at least 3 additional Chinese individuals from the group's leadership. House Oversight Committee Chairman Jim Comer released bank records related to the Hunter Biden investigation on May 10th, offering a searing statement about the involvement of the Biden family with Chinese business. The Bidens intentionally sought to hide, confuse, and conceal their influence peddling schemes. But bank records don't lie. The Bidens made millions from foreign nationals, providing what seems to be no services other than access and influence, Comer wrote. From the thousands of records we've obtained so far, we know the Biden family set up over a dozen companies when Joe Biden was vice president. The Bidens engaged in many intentionally complicated financial transactions to hide these payments and avoid scrutiny. In at least one instance, the Biden CCP-linked associates took steps to conceal the source of the payment to the Bidens. The White House has continued to claim that the president was not involved in his son's business dealings and was unaware of any Chinese connections. President Joe Biden has also repeatedly defended his son, including during an interview with MSNBC earlier this month. First of all, my son has done nothing wrong. I trust him. I have faith in him, Biden said in an interview Friday with MSNBC. It impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him. It impacts my presidency by how much money he can pay me so I can do extra things when I go to the beach. So there's the shitbag, corrupt Biden regime, and just getting more information. So we've got our Pride Month stuff coming up here, and I just want to get to, and this popped up. This is kind of breaking news. This is absolutely hilarious to me. Give me 1 second here, because I want to queue up everything that I want to do. So Joe Biden, we've seen him trip when he's been on, and I don't mean like he took a trip somewhere. We've seen him stumble and fall going upstairs to Air Force One. But this one takes the cake because Biden falls to the ground during an Air Force Academy graduation. Now, this fucking moron, he just turns around and goes to walk away and falls down. That's it. No stairs, no electrical cable running over or anything. Just turns around, say, what, I don't know, what day is it? And fucking falls over. I mean, this is the joke that our country's become, that we would put a brain-dead moron, corrupt moron like this in charge of the country is just why every other country on the planet is laughing at us. So let's get to the video, so at least we can have a laugh together with the fall of the nation. President Joe Biden fell to the ground on Thursday while on stage at the U.S. Air Force Academy graduation. Video of the moment shows. Multiple people ran to the president's aid. It was like 5 people, maybe less, and helped him off the ground, at which point Biden appears to point to the area that caused him to trip. Oh, there's a floor! Did you see it move? Fucking idiot. Since taking office in January of 2021, Biden has been caught on film stumbling and falling multiple times. Most recently, the president was filmed stumbling up the stairs to Air Force One for the second time in 2 weeks. I think it's been like 3, actually. For at least a 5th time since he took office. Yes. While boarding the presidential transport plane at Maxwell Air Force Base in Montgomery, Alabama, Biden tripped about halfway up the stairs. Footage of the moment was posted on Twitter. So here's the first one. When he stumbles up the stairs at Air Force One.
Air Force One, just like that. He touched down not even 4 hours ago. A quick trip.
And now he's going to touch down again. So that was a very, and then he caught himself again. And in June of last year, Biden, so he's keeping up the June tradition of falling off of things or over things for no reason whatsoever. So in June of last year, Biden fell off his bike during a morning ride near his Delaware beach home. "I'm okay," Biden said after he took the stumble. Here's a video here. There's no sound. He rides up on his stupid bike with his idiot crew to talk to a bunch of supporters, tries to stand down, wah, 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 falls over instead. Biden's health has been a cause for concern for many Americans, made worse by his frequent stumbles. Additionally, Biden has had a lesion removed from his chest earlier this year that is confirmed to have been cancerous. It's too bad that it didn't finish the job, though his doctor said no further treatment was required. That's unfortunate. Biden's doctor, Kevin O'Connor, said test results showed the lesion to be a common form of skin cancer called a basal cell carcinoma, the Associated Press reported. O'Connor said that all cancerous tissue was successfully removed. I'm sorry to hear that. During the president's periodic physical examination on February 16th. The lesion was first revealed in O'Connor's summary of the physical, where he wrote that a small lesion had been excised and sent for a biopsy. O'Connor, the removal site on Biden's chest has healed nicely, AP reported. And here's the video of Dum Dum falling down on the stage at the Air Force Academy graduation. And you can hear people laughing and some cheers. Dum Dum! Dum Dum! You hear him cheering. He's fallen. They're still cheering. Oh, the floor! The floor did it! The moron points to the floor. I love it. For fuck's sake. It does it to me every time. Where is the thing that I want? Oh, that's not good. We're having a lag. We're having a lag here. But that was the Price is Right.
He's called me a voice of a generation.
Garbage off. All right, so that was hilarious. Him falling down. I'm going to love that forever. They try to very quickly help him back up. The Secret Service comes rushing over because that's their job to protect this moron. This destroying the country, and I love it. Just another fail. And you remember the left. Talking shit, the left, the Democrats, the left-wing media, talking crap about Trump, right? They talk shit about his health. They talk shit about him drinking sodas and eating hamburgers. They talk shit about him being at another similar Air Force Academy or another military academy gathering where he was holding onto the handrail and shuffling down the ramp, because the ramp was slippery and he wanted to make sure he didn't fall. And he didn't. And then they laughed at him up and down. Oh, look at this knucklehead holding on to the railing and shuffling like an old man because at any second he's going to slip and fall. And this fucking dementia-ridden moron has fallen more times than I can keep track of at this point, including this most newest one, just falling from walking like a normal human being that all of us do every day on a regular basis. We should supposedly get an award if we walk from our living room to our kitchen without tripping on the nothing that's in our way. So we do that every day without even thinking about it. This fucking moron tripped on stage walking about 4 feet in the video. I don't give a fuck about the replies. Though, actually, no, I do want to see some of the replies. Let's play it again. He shakes the guy's hand, one of the recipients. He turns and walks away. It was like 2 steps! And the fucking moron fell! And then he points out, oh, the floor. The floor got me. The floor is a flat surface that every human being walks on, you fucking idiot! What are you pointing at? You can't walk on a floor! So let's see what the people on Twitter have to say. Liberty Nation says, didn't Biden make fun of former President Donald Trump because he walked slowly down the stairs once? I just brought that up. In this case, laughing is inappropriate. Just pray for this country and his health and move on. No, the laughing is appropriate. We are paying for the country. We're in a lot of trouble with this fucking moron. These guys posted a picture of Trump with a whole container of popcorn, like you're at a baseball game, and Trump's smiling. Get some popcorn while you watch our failure of a president fall down a completely absolute flat surface with nothing impeding him whatsoever. Watch him fall. Somebody life my ass off, license to fail. Someone says it's not Joe's fault. This was spotted on a piece of paper in his hand, because you know how Joe gets handed all the papers to give all the answers to the reporter's questions. That not only gives the reporter's name, who he's supposed to call on, exactly what the question is going to be, and exactly the answer he should give when he gets it. So this guy writes on the piece of paper. It says, "You will shake a cadet's hand. You will turn to your left. You will take one step forward. You will fall down face first." Someone else says Biden points at the white supremacist who tripped him. And another one just shows the cadets with absolute smiles on their faces while he falls. No respect for this fucking moron, and it's well earned. The lack of... now, of course, the left are going to come... They're going to say, oh, there was a little cord on the ground. It was the audio cord. And he stumbled on that one. I don't see one fucking cord on that stage where he walked. I don't see one thing impeding his walking. He literally turned around, tripped on his own foot. He tripped on his own existence and fell face first to the ground. He is a fucking retard. Why don't they put him in a wheelchair before he hurts himself? Someone else says. I agree. How will MSN spin this one? Someone else says. Yeah, good point. The leader of the free world. Fit as a fiddle. Nothing to see here. Notice how after falling, Biden points to blame something else for why he fell down again. Biden believes it's never his fault when something goes wrong. And there's nothing there at all. He fell on nothing. Age limits and term limits, please, someone else says. Someone put up a meme. United we stand, with Biden we fall. That's true. Literally. If he wasn't such a creepy criminal, I would feel sorry for him, but I don't. It's just hilarious. I could watch this video 100 times. I love everyone's... Boop. And everyone cheers and laughs. I don't hear one gasp or one, oh my god. Everyone cheers and laughs. One woman is sitting there with shades on with a smile on her face. This video, oh god. I should put this on my face. I should make it my Facebook background. And then whoever goes onto the page, it should play forever. I need to make this the background on my... I gotta talk to my buddy Keith at I Love What I Do Media. And I have got to get him to do this as like a show opener for the show of just Biden falling flat on his face and pointing at a 100% flat surface and saying, that did it. That absolutely 100% flat surface is the reason I fell on my face. It was the white supremacist dwarf that was hiding under the stage, and he put a stick up like it was Pirates of the Caribbean. You know that scene where they're all looking up from underneath the stage, and they're looking at what everyone's saying and what they're doing? So there's a white supremacist midget underneath the stage, and he puts a stick up, and he trips Biden. That has to be what had happened. But this literally, I had a rough day today with school things for the kids, and errands and stuff that I had to do, and this literally made my day. I'm going to save this forever. If I can print this out, I'm going to put it on my wall. All right, so just to talk about you know how it's the white supremacists that do everything? It's the white supremacists that are attacking people. It's the white supremacists that are shooting up cities. It's the white supremacists that are involved in gang violence and everything else. And I just thought this is interesting because Chicago is a left-wing shithole. And video captures a wild brawl at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, leading to 2 arrests. Christopher Hampton and Tembra Hicks taken into custody after the fight on Monday. 2 people have been taken into custody after video emerged of a wild brawl that erupted this week at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. Viral footage circulating on Twitter showed at least 6 men and women trading blows near one of the terminal's baggage claims. A verbal dispute while deplaning escalated in the lower level of Terminal 3 when a 24-year-old female victim was punched by 2 offenders. The Chicago Police Department said in a statement to Fox News Digital. At one point, 2 women are seen lying on the ground, grabbing each other's hair. After they stood up and separated, one of the women appeared to get attacked from behind by another woman holding an unidentified object. A man then rushed at the female attacker and shoved her to the ground. Hey, bro! A bystander was heard yelling as another man appeared to throw a punch at the woman's head. I'm going to read that again. A man appeared to throw a punch at the woman's head. The cause of the violent brawl was not immediately clear. Other bystanders could be heard saying, "Where's security?" and "Stop." Police have since arrested Christopher Hampton, 18, of Maywood, Illinois, and Tembra Hicks, 20, of Carroll Stream, Illinois. Both individuals are facing 1 misdemeanor count of battery. Safety and security are always the top priorities of the Chicago Department of Aviation. The operator of the airport told Fox 32 Chicago, "We work closely with all of our federal partners present at O'Hare and Midway International Airports and the Chicago Police Department to ensure that everyone is safe when they're in our facilities." The Chicago Department of Aviation did not immediately respond to a request for further comment for Fox News Digital. Earlier this month, a woman claiming to be pregnant allegedly attacked a Spirit Airlines employee at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport after a few too many drinks. She was pregnant and had a few too many drinks, according to police documents. Q. Maria Scott, that's Q-U-E, Maria Scott, 29, that's just an old-fashioned white name right there, if I've ever heard one, faces disorderly conduct charges in connection with the brawl, which broke out after airline employees turned her away from boarding gate D2. Before part of the melee was caught on video, she allegedly told the victim she was from West Philly. "Yo, I'm from West Philly, sucker! Give me my drink!" And was going to beat our ass, an employee told police. "I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't give me my margarita back." The clip shared to Twitter shows a woman punching and tackling another into a barrier as onlookers yell, "Stop!" That always works. 2 men tried to pull them apart before the video ends, but the police report says it actually took four bystanders to separate them. So for the Chicago incident, here's some of the video here. Assuming I don't get a fucking commercial. Here we go. They all look like of Spanish or African-American descent. Just taking swings and attacking and shoving each other and onto baggage claim belts and... Yo, I'm gonna get you, so don't touch my braids, man! Another woman's on the ground. She's being grabbed by somebody. They're either trying to help her out or get her in a headlock. Hitting somebody else. There could be a white woman. I think maybe I see a white woman there. Another white woman is trying to maybe split things up. Oh, and somebody else is taken to the ground again. Jerry! 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 Where's Jerry Springer when we need him? He's dead. He gone. Good old Chicago. So just some regular old white supremacists who happen to be mostly black, all fighting at an airport for a reason I have to imagine is stupid. In the meantime, by the way, there were 50 shootings over the Memorial Holiday weekend and 11 deaths in Chicago. So I'll also add that all of Chicago is essentially a gun-free zone. You are not allowed to have guns in Chicago. So for everybody that shot 50 people and murdered 11 people in a mass shooting, as the media likes to show, these were mass shootings, multiple people being shot, that we're not going to talk about because this is very likely black-on-black crime. Everything's going great in Chicago, and we should keep taking guns away from law-abiding citizens. So things going great in Chicago. So we are in the holy month of Pride Month, and we must talk about these things because we're all trannies this month. Are you a tranny? You're not gay or trans by now? Are you not already in a parade? Are you not already buying a beverage with a pride flag on it? Or Dylan Mulvaney's beautiful translucent face on it? You are not doing these things? How dare you? I mean, we do this all year long. It never ends. But June is the holy month. You cannot simply turn your back on these things. So, Daily Wire reporting here, nobody imagined it would go on this long. Report finds Bud Light facing unbelievable boycott after the Mulvaney controversy. Bud Light has faced an unbelievable boycott from customers as its sales have continued to face steady declines after its controversial partnership with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney, according to a new report. Harry Schumacher, the editor and publisher of the trade publication Beer Business Daily, told NBC News that the backlash to Bud Light's partnership with Mulvaney has lasted longer than anyone expected. Nobody imagined it would go on this long, he told the outlet. It seems random. It struck a nerve. I've never seen anything to compare it to. In all of the consumer packaged goods industry, it's a real shock. According to recent data, sales of the once popular Bud Light fell 28.4% for the weekend ending on May 13th, coming on the heels of similar sales drops. While some of the decline is due to conservatives boycotting the beer, other people who are distancing themselves from the Anheuser-Busch InBev brand are apolitical, Schumacher said. Most people don't care about this issue and don't want to get roped into a conversation, he said. Therefore, they're not going to buy the beer. It just seems like an unlucky draw, Schumacher added. The timing and the zeitgeist and the divided environment all combined to create this unbelievable boycott that nobody could have anticipated. The brand, which had already been slipping out of favor with the rise of hard seltzers and craft beers, had been trying to reach new audiences when the company hired Alyssa Heinrichheit to revamp the brand. But when the Mulvaney partnership soured consumers, Heinrichheit was quickly placed on leave. Not fired as she should have been, placed on leave. Schumacher's comments came as Anson Fricks, the former president of sales and distribution of Anheuser-Busch, said that the beer brand likely faced a long, hot, dry summer. I think that you're going to see sales continue to be down because customers, it's too easy for them to switch to other brands, and they're seeing the impact of their results. Freirix told what's my name? My name's Freirix, told the Daily Wire. If they want those customers back, they have an easy decision that they can make, which is saying, Freirix, sounds like he wears a helmet and drools on himself, which is saying we want Bud Light customers back. Therefore, Bud Light, my name's Freirix. Hi, I'm Freirix. Therefore, Bud Light is not going to get involved with the political issues moving forward. If they're not, they're probably going to be in a worse position next year, and their sales will continue to decline. So, I'm happy about this. And more is happening, as you've likely heard about the boycott now happening of Target. So, if you're having trouble, this is from Reuters, if you're having trouble keeping track of all the consumer boycotts swirling around, you're not alone. A quarter of Americans are boycotting a product or company they had spent money on in the past, according to a recent survey from an online loan market-based lending tree. Whether because of political differences or stances on social issues, or concerns about environmental impact, people are expressing themselves not only with their voices but with their wallets. The numbers are big because people have been more willing to come out and take a political stance in recent years, said Matt Schultz, LendingTree's chief credit analyst. One of the ways people can have their voice heard in an impactful way is through a boycott. Boycotts are not new. In fact, when LendingTree ran this survey in the summer of 2020, when the country roiling from protests following the murder of George Floyd, the percentages were even higher. In the most recent survey of over 2,100 consumers in April, the segments of society most likely to be boycotting some product or company were six-figure earners, 37% of them do so, Gen Z, 32%, Millennials, 28%, those whose political affiliation is Democratic, 31%, and Republican, 24%. Boycotts can extend to travel as well. 24% of respondents said they have scratched states or countries off their itineraries because of legislative or policy disagreements. Those numbers don't surprise me because people are becoming more aware of where to spend their money or not to spend it, said Adrian Wright, founder and chief executive of Rosie, a storytelling agency for nonprofit organizations. It's good to rally in March, but just gathering may not get the outcomes you're looking for. To move the world forward, you have to think about how to make good trouble and get more creative with your tactics. During the administration administration of Donald Trump, for instance, the Grab Your Wallet movement, grabyourwallet.org, compiled a spreadsheet of Trump-connected businesses to avoid to protest the Trump administration's serial targeting of women, immigrants, and communities of color. As an example, on the other side of the political spectrum, Disney recently faced calls for a consumer boycott related to its opposition to Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill. And on a side note here, has anyone seen that video on TikTok or on YouTube of the fully bearded man, a man, wearing a woman's dress, welcoming children into the Bippity Boppity Boop salon for little girls? So when you go to this salon, you pay for your daughter to go in and get her hair done, get a makeover, and be dressed up like her favorite princess. There was a video circulating around where and I'll try and find it here, a grown man with a beard is welcoming a young girl and her family into the Bippity Boppity Boop. Here it is, Bippity Boppity Boop. There's some fucking guy talking about it here. This is the Rubin Report. Let's go to the Rubin Report here a little bit and just get...
27-year-old transgender woman, I am.
And get after this commercial here for What is a Woman with Matt Walsh. We'll skip this. Let's get to this.
This morning. This is like the first thing when I opened up Twitter. Try not to tweet over the weekends. Open up Twitter this morning. This is like the first thing I saw. It's going viral right now. This is a video that somebody took at Disneyland over the weekend. This is the girl. This is where the girls go. I mean, this is so nuts. This is the store at Disneyland where the girls go to buy dresses so they can dress up like princesses while they're at Disneyland. Tell me if you think something's a little odd here.
So here, my name's Nick. So this is a guy with a full-blown mustache. This man is wearing a dress. He's got a full head of hair. He's saying, my name is Nick. For our audio listeners, my name is Nick. I'm one of the fairy godmother's apprentices. He's wearing a woman's dress, makeup and eyeliner, and he's welcoming the little girls into the boutique. I'm here to shop you around and make all of your selections for the day.
Okay. You must understand. First off, this is not a trans person. That's a man in a dress, hence he still has a mustache, right? So that's a transvestite, not a transsexual. That's not someone, as far as I can tell, who's identifying as a woman. You wouldn't keep the mustache. So why would you intentionally confuse these children? Again, that dude, who is a dude, can do whatever he wants in the privacy of his own life. He could actually have any job at Disneyland. He could be in a full costume. He could be selling hot dogs. He could be a guy that's in charge of the lines at the rides, all of those things. But Disney made a choice. Oh, at the outside of the...
Would you want to buy a hot dog from that freak? Would you like a dog? Come and get it. So there's a video of that. So it was a grown man with a mustache welcoming little girls into the Bippity Boppity Boutique. Before all of the stuff with Disney really happened, in the full woke, they went full woke. I had taken the family to Disney on vacation. And I believe I went into that boutique and got something for my daughter. There were normal human beings when I walked into the boutique at that time. There were male cashiers, but they were, some were female, some were male. And they were wearing appropriate clothing when we went into the boutique. And the other people that were in there, to the best of my recollection, were also normal human beings. So I didn't run into that when I was there, but that was a year to almost 2 years ago now that we had gone on vacation. I'll never go there again. I'll never take my children there again unless there was some radical change over there for the better, where they really wake up and learn some sort of lesson. And I really don't see that happening. But this is just trying to shove the ideology down the face of every parent and every child. When your little girl wants to go to be a princess, and she sees a dude with a mustache in a dress welcoming her in and talking in an effeminate voice to her, This is all confusing. It's disgusting. This is I would say borderline pedophilia, but it looks like it's well over that line, and it's disgusting. And this is where the boycotts of these companies have to come in. So we're going to continue on here because a boycott of Target is happening now, along with a couple other countries, and I'm just going to try and finish here with just the importance of all of this. And on the hot button topic of Russia, Yale School of Management professor Jeffrey Sonnenfeld has been assembling a list of companies, both American and international, that are still operating in Russia despite widespread anger in the West over its invasion of Ukraine. The most cited reason for boycotting, political donations, mentioned by 39% of respondents in the Lending Tree survey. That was followed by a treatment of employees 34% stance on social issues 33%, and policy positions 30%. The real challenge for consumers, how much to let political and social issues guide your purchasing decisions. There are so many potential subjects you might disagree on with a company that it might be very easy to enter any mall or supermarket and be completely paralyzed. On a practical level, it requires a huge amount of time and effort to stay current on the issues of every company you do business with on a daily basis. It's also challenging to boycott multinationals, which may make hundreds of different products. Companies can feel like they're being put in a box. Taking a political stance may please some consumers but anger others. Not taking a stance can do exactly the same thing. So let's move on to here, because I believe if it wasn't in this one, it's in the next one, where they're talking about the boycott of Target. So on Newsweek here, the sacrosanct month of Pride begins later this week, because this was from last week. If you're a reasonable business executive sitting in a C-suite at a major American corporation, you've got to be asking yourself, is this all of the performative rainbow nonsense really worth it? First Bud Light, now Target. Corporations that have tried in recent weeks to push transgender ideology on their customers have faced enormous backlash, as woke activists demand increasingly more radical genuflections. Is there any way for these businesses to thread the needle? The boycotts are starting to take a real toll since introducing its line of tuck-friendly swimsuits. So for anybody that's unfamiliar with this, let me explain to you what's been going on. Again, the videos have been viral. Target had a pride-friendly area set up at like the front of the store when you, especially and in front of the children's section when you went in there. These tuck-friendly suits sound pretty much what they sound like. Pretty much entail what they sound like, which was the ability for your youngster to tuck their genitalia away and to the side or between their legs so they can look more effeminate, as if they don't have a penis. This is going to be for the mentally ill families who are taking great pride in transitioning their children. So these mentally ill, abusive parents are upset that that eventually the blowback happening to Target started to force them to not get rid of this. It's still in the store. But to move it to all the way to the far back end of the store. So you really have to go out of your way to find. So all the areas are back to normal again. Normal human beings, normal children, normal men and women. But if you want the Frico lineup, you can go to the very back of the store and find the table where you can mentally abuse and transition your children. So, but Target is not supposed to be Spencer Gifts, right? You don't go in there to buy the dildos or the Pride shirt or the fake poop you can put on your neighbor's door and, whatever else you could get, all the crazy stuff you could get at Spencer Gifts. This is a family store, and you're promoting transgenderism, so mentally abusing and transitioning your children, you're putting that at the forefront of your entire store. So, let's see, has lost millions of dollars in market cap is Target. Bud Light's inexplicable choice to partner with Dylan Mulvaney, the biological male whose massive social media presence is devoted to claiming girlhood, was such a disaster for the company that is now struggling to give beer away for free. I saw a story from one place where a vendor was selling a 24-pack of Bud, I think for 99 cents. So if you want to get Bud on the down low and you don't mind selling out any of your integrity, you can get a 24-pack or multiple 24-packs for absolutely dirt cheap right now, because pretty much companies can't, vendors can't give them away because it's all sitting in the back, no one's buying them, and they're all going to expire, and then you've got to pull it from the shelf or dump it or do something with it. It's going to be useless to you, or put it on a sale rack because it's over its expiration date. So for years, woke companies have been at the forefront of every new innovation in the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign space, plastering their stores with the latest iterations of the increasingly busy pride flag. But until now, they suffered few or no consequences in the marketplace. Many of these companies even waded into the political process and threatened to economically destroy states that had passed legislation deemed too extreme by the alphabet mafia. Before today, conservatives weren't able to muster much of a response. It wasn't just one company, it was all of them, or so it seemed. What were those on the right supposed to do, boycott everything? But now the balance has shifted. A few high-profile controversies and their economic consequences have suddenly forced every major company to start rethinking their strategies. As it turns out, normal people don't like the idea of transgender ideology being pushed on their kids while they're out shopping, and they're willing to put their money where their mouths are. Target corporate bigwigs in Minneapolis seemed taken aback. At first, the company decided it was only going to modify the transgender pride displays at a few stores in the Deep South. In the minds of out-of-touch elites, the only people who could possibly oppose childhood gender mutilations would be a few retrograde Bible thumpers. Surely, they thought normal people would continue to support the case, but they were wrong, and the financial pain continues for the now struggling big box retailer. Poll after poll shows that practically the only people in support of this gender ideology are the richest, most educated, and most powerful elites. And they're all drinking the same Kool-Aid. This is why. They don't actually want this and believe in it. It's you've got to toe the company line. So you have to say, yeah, sure, trans kids, why not? Trans everybody. They want nothing to do with it. But they have to push it. If you have an MBA from Harvard or publish think pieces for a living, all this adolescent sex change stuff probably seems normal. If you're a suburban mom or domestic light beer drinker, well, probably not so much. Nevertheless, sympathetic media cast any resistance to the transgender agenda as an alarming new movement. How major brands were forced into the conservative plan to target LGBTQ people, lamented one headline last week. These outlets lack self-awareness. They are literally incapable of seeing how radical they are and the rest of elite culture have become. Most Americans aren't. Well, they had a new thing popped up from American Military News about the Yellowstone show. If anybody watches Yellowstone with Kevin Costner, I'm so disappointed. Just as a side note, that it's been canceled. It's after they wrap up season 5, it's done. And I'm really disappointed. I love the show. 1923 was another. 1883 was really good. I watched all that. I don't think they're doing any more of that. 1923 was another good one with Harrison Ford. And they're putting the kibosh on that too, for whatever the reasons are. It's really disappointing. But all right. Most Americans aren't fooled by the spin. They can see what's happening right in front of them. Target is shoving queer-branded products designed by Satan-curious designers in children's faces. A whole genre of gender-bending stripteases for children just started popping up out of nowhere. An entire political movement has cropped up whose main goal is, without exaggeration, to chemically castrate children. The people who oppose this aren't attacking anybody. No, they're on the defense. But while it warms the heart to see these companies' stock prices crash and burn, we shouldn't fool ourselves into imagining that the corporate commitment to grooming kids will stop anytime soon. The people who run these companies are ideologues, and they care far more about the approval of their fellow zealots than they do about the bottom line. The Dodgers aren't hosting anti-Christian drag queen pole dancers because they think it will make them money. They're doing it because they think it will win them moral plaudits from the elites who are blessing their crave. And the Dodgers had an anti-Christian drag queen group called the Sisters of Eternal fucking Pestilence, or whatever the fuck they are, or Eternal Giving Into Freakism, and they were going to honor them on the field, and they were going to either do some sort of show or show their balls to everybody or whatever the fuck these freaks do, and then because of backlash, the Dodgers canceled the event. And then because of additional backlash from the left-wing freakos, they decided, well, no, we shouldn't take this action. We should support and love everyone. So the nuns of eternal transgenderism, whatever the fuck the group is called, is back on the scene again. And here's the thing for us conservatives, and I've said this in a previous show. We've always had a hard time with what the left does easily. The left boycotts, riots, screams and hollers and cries, and throws hissy fits very easily and very well. And this is how they get their way, because they're like petulant children. And the only thing you want to do is get back to your life and for these idiots to shut up. So we, on the other side, tend to give in to them and say, you know what, fair enough. If you shut the fuck up, we'll include everyone. The trannies can come here and show their balls to everybody in the stadium. Whatever you all want and whatever makes you all happy. And then we give in, they get a win. And their momentum and what they're trying to achieve does not stop. In fact, it gets stronger and it gets more bold. And on the conservative side of this, conservatives were basically like a live and let live. A liberal stance, really. If you leave me alone, I don't fucking care what you do. Just leave my family alone. Don't push your bullshit in my face. And don't try to corrupt my family with it. We want nothing to do with it. So if you would like to go live an alternative lifestyle and do your thing, go ahead and do it. Leave my family out of it. Don't push it on my children. Don't push it on me. And we wouldn't boycott anything either, really. It wasn't a big thing for us. If a beer company in the past did pRide cans, or Target tried to push something like this, you would go, well, I need food. I got to shop for decorations for the holiday. I got to go pick up some shirts and some pants for work. Fuck it. I don't support them, but I need this shit, so I'm going. And it seems like the right, the conservatives, are really starting to build momentum now, and I want to see this continue, and I want to see it stay strong. The right has continued to boycott Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light and Budweiser products far longer than I thought that this was going to go. Because, again, we tend to give in and go, okay, is it been enough? I just want a fucking 30 rack and I want to enjoy my weekend, right? And we give in too easily because it's just a little bit of too much of an inconvenience for us to do it. And I am boycotting everything that I possibly can. I never go to a Target anyway, so I'm really having an easy time of the Target boycott. But I never go to that fucking place because most of the people are stuck-up prudes who think they're too good for Walmart, and that's the reason they go to Target. And then other left-wing shitbags that like that they have a tranny bathroom in addition to the regular bathroom. But I never go to Target. And I encourage anybody else not to go to Target. I didn't want to go to or deal with Target since they put in the gender-neutral bathrooms several years ago. Never mind pulling this shit now. I don't go. And it's not an inconvenience. I'll just go to Walmart. I'll go to a mom-and-pop store. I don't give a fuck. I'll go out of my way if it means denying these companies money. These companies don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about your beliefs. They don't even give a shit about what's right and what's wrong. They care about where the wind's blowing. And they'll set everything up for where the wind's blowing. And the wind is blowing right now for pride and freakos and transgenders. So for Pride Month, they look at it as big money spenders. It's going to look like a unicorn threw up on your face when you walk into the store. Because we're gonna shoot Pride Month up your ass. And then they want to get all the Pride ally people coming in and shopping for them just because they're taking this action. Right? And I want to see conservatives, even regular people that really don't have a strong political affiliation. You're just doing it because you don't like that they're putting tuck bathing suits right in your children's faces and want you to give it a shot. Maybe you already are a tranny and you just don't know it. And they're putting this shit right in front of your family's face. And you're just a regular old Joe and Jane, that you're not part of a political affiliation. You're just going, can I shop without a fucking tranny bathing suit right in front of me while I'm trying to pick up shit for my kids? So I want the conservatives to continue this, keep up the good work. I'm doing it. I don't buy products from any of these companies. I don't buy products from Nike. I don't buy products from Anheuser-Busch anymore. I don't go to Target. Any of these places, Miller Lite did some woke female video. I haven't been able to post it yet. I don't buy Miller Lite or any of that garbage. I go with companies that for buying the alcohol or buying any products I need that have a history of, at least at the bare minimum, being neutral. I don't want to hear your fucking stance on where you are politically. If you want to be fair to everyone, I don't care if you're hardcore right. I don't care if you're hardcore left. Just be neutral and sell me your fucking product and shut the fuck up. In your free time, in your personal life, if you'd like to go home and you'd like to fucking wrap yourself in an LGBTQ flag and run around your house on video, go for it. I'm not going to watch it. I want nothing to do with it. But when I walk into the store that you own or you work at or whatever. I just want a regular setup, and I want to buy my product without having an agenda shoved down my throat. Now, granted, if I see a pro-American, pro-patriot store, flags in the front and flags inside, I'll definitely give that shop a choice, because the neutrality isn't happening. So I'm going to gravitate towards the pro-American store, the pro-patriot store. I'm going to avoid the pRide store and the left-wing store. I want nothing to do with you. I'm not so desperate for anything at all that I'm going to walk in your store and have that shit shoved in my face. I have no choice but to look at it when I walk in there. I'm not going to do it. I don't believe in it, and I don't want a part of it. And I know a lot of other people don't either. So it might be inconvenient to go out of your way. It might be inconvenient to go to another store. It might be inconvenient to buy a different type of alcohol or a different product or a different widget, whatever it is that you need. But I'm saying I'm willing to deal with the inconvenience of going somewhere else to get these products that are either pro-America or at the bare minimum neutral with no stance that they show whatsoever. I'm willing to go out of my way for those things. And my advice to everybody is do the same. Hurt these people in their wallets. That's what makes them think about the stupid action they're taking, and stop it in the future. And the left is they're gonna wail against them, and they're gonna freak out, and but if we swing the pendulum in the other direction, so that the left can walk in and go, whoa, no more pRide, no more shit. It's a regular store. And they can take the hit, and they can take the loss on it, and realize, buy your shit and fuck off. No one wants to play this stupid cosplay game with you. This is what it is. It's a cosplay taken to a dangerous level. I was telling somebody this last week. I said, 10 years ago, if I one day started showing up to work or family events or anything else, and I wore elf ears, like woodland fantasy elf ears, and a cape, and I had a fake sword or something on me, and I started telling everyone, you need to call me Legolas, or something. This is my new name. This is what I identify as. And I came in every day to work like this, and I came to every social function like this, and I walked around my house like this. It didn't end. The people that I run into and the people I'm surrounded by would say, are you okay? Is there something we can do to help? Are you having a crisis right now? Is this a sign to everybody that there's been a breakdown? And what can we do if that's the case? Now you are encouraged to cosplay as something that you're not. You saw the Disney video. This guy is now encouraged through diversity hirings to not only wear a dress and makeup on someone you see as very clearly a man, but wear a dress as well and greet little girls as they go into a princess-themed shop. And they don't ask, dude, are you all right? Dude, do you realize are you high or drunk? You realize you're wearing a fucking dress, right? Are you all right? Are you a pedophile that snuck into Disney and that I should be concerned right now while I'm standing here looking at you with my children? I'm concerned. Are you all right, dude? No. We walk up to this person and go, oh, hi, fairy godmother's assistant. This is super fun. No, it's cosplay that's been taken to a dangerous level. And it needs to stop. If you want to live this life in the privacy of your own home, go ahead and do it. Don't shove it down the throats of every American. Don't shove it on our throats on TV. Don't put it in books. Don't try to normalize it and make it a regular thing for everybody. That's my problem. If they hadn't done this, I wouldn't give a fuck if you were transgender or gay or anything else. I don't fucking care. Go live your life and do your thing. When you started shoving it down my throat, in other people's throats, when you said we have to abide by it, when we have to learn your pronouns, that we'll face consequences if we don't treat you in the cosplay game way that you want to be treated, that we're the bad guys and we're the ones that are going to face consequences for not playing the game the way that you wanted it played. That's the reason we all have a problem now. The left likes to say, look at the right, freak out. You can't just take a regular person living their life and doing their thing, No. If I walk up with my daughter to the Bippity Boopity Boutique and there's some fucking loser in a dress and makeup, a guy, yeah, it's a problem. If it was a white kid wearing a Metallica shirt with a nose ring in his nose and tattoos of knives on his arm, I'd have a problem with it too. It's a boutique for a little girl to live out their Disney fantasy. Not the fucking entranceway to Spencer Gift. So it's a problem when you do freaky, stupid shit, and then you force everybody to go buy it. So happy Pride Month, everyone. That's what I'm trying to say. The cannon is on its way to shoot a pride flag directly up your ass and into the fucking atmosphere. Because if we don't get it enough 365 days a year, you are going to get the fucking overload this month of June. And you're going to see this shit everywhere as per the normal agreement, apparently. We signed up for it. You had no fucking idea, but you signed up for it. And the only thing I can say is stay strong, stay true to your family values, keep fighting back, and keep boycotting these companies. If you want to be gay, pride, trans event at your business, great. I want to see every normal customer walk right out of that place and never come back. And I want to see if you can still run your business with the LGBTQ community only supporting you financially. I want to see if your business stays above water and above board with just that group. Bet you can't. Everyone stay strong. Keep these boycotts going. Keep boycotting every company, every group. The LA Dodgers, Target, Chick-fil-A is starting this shit now because Chick-fil-A hired a diversity manager. I don't give a fuck how good their food is or where you're from. You let them know the reason you're not doing business there anymore. Let them know they need to take their heads out of their asses and get back on track. Shut the fuck up and serve food. And if you can't do that without shoving a political message down our throats, fuck off. All right? That's the show for today. I've got shit I have to jump to now at the school for tonight. We will have the newest Shitbag Roundup this Sunday, and then we'll have a conspiracy theory for this Sunday as well. Thanks to Keith at I Love What I Do Media, and Buzzsprout is our affiliate sponsor, helping out the show. Check them out if you ever wanted to start a podcast of your own. You want to run your mouth like I am? Go for it, man. Set up a show, get on there, use my show as the code. It's in the information for my show. You use that code to set up your own podcast for whatever it is you want to do, and my show gets a little bit of love, and you get a hook out when you start up your you start up your own deal. All right. So thanks everyone. Thanks for sticking with us and being loyal listeners, and we'll see you Sunday for the Shitbag Roundup. Bye bye everyone.